It's an ML Sports Take here, brought to you by Welch & Company Jewelers and Arc of Onondaga. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel at ML Sports Platter. You know, Terry Pegula and Brandon Beane, I think, have a lot of work to do with Bills Mafia. I think the fan base is so pissed about Sean McDermott getting fired. Now, there's a legion of fans, a big enough group who are like, well, you know what? I don't think he's going to get us over the hump anyway. Probably got to make a change, etc., etc. But carved into that, some of those fans are also like, yeah, but the timing. Like, if you're going to do it after this year, probably wasn't the right year. Let him coach 1 year in the stadium. You keep them together one more year, and then maybe after next year, there's a justification. Then you say, let's just completely start over as it is. Get rid of the GM, get rid of the head coach, get a football ops guy, bring in a new offensive mind, a new OC, just all new voices, all new everything, because that would be 10 years, 1 year into the stadium, and all that. Past performance fire. This is probably what this was. There's also news leaking out by Vic Carucci today that McDermott challenged Pegula and Beane weeks ago and said, the roster isn't good enough to win it all here. And they didn't like that. But I think the fan base knows that Sean McDermott was done wrong. I mean, here's a guy who endeared himself to Buffalo. He changed everything in terms of the culture. Got him out of the drought. Playoffs in 8 of 9 years. They win playoff games 6 years in a row. They make 2 AFC championship games. The culture, the team building, it becomes a destination. Leadership. A lot of great things for him. Obviously, playoff blunders, 13 seconds, a host of other things were not good on the resume of Sean McDermott. But when you do this, and you're Terry Pegula, you picked a side. You picked Brandon Beane. You picked Brandon Beane, a guy who roster construction, sure. Cole Bishop, great. Deion Walker, great. Tight ends, James Cook, offensive line, Josh Allen, great. But then you have re-signings of Terrell Bernard, who's regressing. Taron Johnson, regressing so far. Maybe a little rebound next year, I don't know. You look at the bombs that he's dropped on the Bill, Josh Palmer, Curtis Samuel, like Kyrie Elam. Dalton Kincaid, great tight end, but like he's hurt half the time as well. So they picked a side. They picked Brandon Beane. They picked a guy who constructed the roster poorly and was sleepwalking at the trade deadline to try to add any pieces for QB1 Josh Allen. They picked him. And Sean McDermott had a better year. And he endeared himself more to Buffalo than Brandon Beane did through the years, especially in the community, behind closed doors, behind the curtain, doing a ton of things. Oh, by the way, Sean McDermott hired Brandon Beane. So I think there's a huge legion of Bills fans that Pegula and Beane really pissed off here. And how do you fix that? You go hit a home run higher. You can't miss single double here. You can't. You got to hit home run. And you got to get to a Super Bowl in year one. It's the only way that these Bills fans are going to be like, okay, I'm over it. You fired Sean McDermott. I'm good. You have to at least get to a Super Bowl this year. Something the old regime didn't even do with all that success. Yikes. Pressure? Much? ML Sports Take brought to you by Batavia Downs Gaming. Stay, play, dine, and win at BataviaDownsGaming.com. Thanks as well to Burn Dairy, CH Insurance, and Mars Motors. As I always tell you, enjoy the games.